Good morning. Beautiful South Florida morning, April 2nd, 2022. Heading west. Not at the levees yet, but probably another 10 minutes away. Just wanted to focus on something here. Take a look. Those are clouds. Not clouds, I'm sorry, but smoke. There's been some raging fires that started way south of this, over by Miami Trail, which is Southwest 8th Street. And they've been coming to the north because of the strong wind. And now they're all the way up here by Broward. This is where Broward County meets Dade County. Miami-Dade County. All right, just a quick something. I'm heading south on what used to be one of the rougher trails. It goes underneath the power lines, as you can tell. But they're doing some construction here, so now, actually pretty smooth. I mean, a little bumpy, but smooth. No rocks. Now, here's something kind of freaky looking. This is looking to the west. That ridge is the Levee, 33. And you can see the smoke beyond it. So it looks like it's way out there, but there's a couple of stacks, smokestacks there that look pretty close. We're gonna be able to get a great view once we get up on the levee. This thing was, hold on. Oh boy. Ah, shit. Now what the hell's with the wooden roller coaster over here? Okay. This was even with this area yesterday. Now it's way north. That shit is like flown up there. It's probably close to 595 by now, which is I-75, I mean, out there by the toll. Dude, what is this? Okay, I'm gonna put it down just in case some of these gaps get a little bit bigger and I need to use the two hands, but I wanted to share that on the way. That's Chrome Avenue I'm coming up to right now. So I'm about to get onto Levee 33 right over there. I just got here to the beginning of Levee 33, and as you can tell, there's a few little active fires not too far away, but still far enough. If I go in this direction towards Mac's Fishing Camp, you'll cross right into the line of smoke right over there, so that's no bueno. I'm gonna keep coming down south in this direction. It looks like it's pretty much clear because we're coming up on behind it and it's moving away from us. North. Pretty quickly, man. And let me tell you, there's a lot of grass there to burn. So, woo. That can easily make it up to, I don't think it's anywhere near 595 or I-75 yet though. But it has done some movement. And it did not burn anything here, if you notice. Pretty, all of it intact, just all the way over there. So let's move forward, see what else we can find. All right, just to kind of give some reference, this is where I was standing before. That was the trail that had the agaves on the north side over here. And then this was the Levee, 33. And there are the fires, which is kind of messed up because that's Mac's Fishing Camp over there where the trees are to the right a little bit. And it looks like it skipped just west of them. So, and here's something interesting. It looks like there was a line of fire that crossed over into this section of the conservation area, the little triangle that's Levee 33, and then the, I don't know what the number is, the levee that goes alongside the Miami Canal. And it meets up with 67. It looks like it may have crossed into this section through the dips where there's a breach, but it still would have had to have jumped because that's too close. That's a crazy scene right there. And I'm kind of heading, I don't know if it's coming to the east a little bit or it's straight north. From this angle, it looks like it's going straight north. But the clouds, the smoke itself is kind of meandering over to the east a little bit. It looks like the levee up ahead has a lot of that smoke. We shall see. It's a pretty crazy scene right there. Now, here is an interesting little scene here, okay? Max Fishing Camp. On the other side of it, on the southwest side, has a pretty bad fire, dude. And if it's going in the same direction, they're gonna be in a very close call. I'm talking about the little village over there, the Max Fishing Camp. I really hope, because right now the wind is coming from, it's coming from this direction, the southeast, and it's heading like south, like northwest. So it may just skip them, but man, that kind of sucks because that shit is on the other side of where they are. They do have a wide canal in between, the Miami Canal. But yeah, dude, shit, man. At some point, it's gonna go in that direction. Now, it's whether it's gonna go ahead and, do any kind of damage on the way over, or if it just misses them to the north, because Max Fishing Camp isn't big at all, man. If it just comes to the north just a little bit, I'm talking about like just around, like in this area right here, it misses it. It's this area right here that you gotta be concerned about, and it's like just behind it, just freaking behind it. Now, here's another interesting point, and I don't know if I'm gonna keep going north. The wind is pushing away, so I should be safe, right? But I'm already a little bit further north than that fire right there. I'm already further north than that. I'm also further north than the big one over here. That's what I was just talking about, the Max Fishing Camp. Then I have these over here to the north of me, northwest. I mean, these things are at least a mile away, at least, and they're moving kind of like away. But like I said, look north. Smoke. It's kind of smoky over there, meaning that something is leaching over to that side. So I don't know if the currents over there are kind of, bringing it back to this direction. What I'm saying is that I can easily be trapped by this one right here, which is rather raging. If you look at it, I'm trying to focus it, because I can actually see the flames on that over there. The hell? Oh, okay. I think there was a gator behind it. This one I can't see the flames on, but this one is definitely the big one. It's inside the triangle though, I'm telling you. These are inside the little triangle area that gets, if it keeps going in this direction, should be good. If it comes over to the east even just a little bit, Holiday Park then will be right in range. So that, the screwed up thing is that the smoke that I'm seeing coming from that one over there is more black and thicker than the other ones that we're seeing over here. And yes, the wind is picking up. Shit. So even if I go north, I'm not going to go as far north as Griffin Road. Unfortunately, I will assess the risk and maybe another mile or two ahead. So we're talking about maybe 10 minutes, more than enough time to get away from it. All right, been about maybe 10 minutes. And there hasn't been really, too much progress, I guess. Some of them have spread out some more. You can see the smokestacks looking a little bit different. Some are going straight up. Some are more at the angle over here, if you notice. They're starting to gather up and create these clouds. Well, this one over here is burning nicely, man, shit. But it really hasn't moved. So I don't know if maybe it's surrounded by some water in the area, which is quite possible. So it's kind of contained in that area. What do they call them? The sloughs. You know, you got small little ponds and sloughs, areas that just kind of develop there. But oh boy, hold on. Look at that. It's the most flame I've seen. Got some flare-ups, but if you notice, it hasn't really moved that much to the north yet. This one has. This one did move quite a bit to the north. So have the other ones. Thankfully, this one's kind of contained. Hopefully, that's what's happening over at the big one that was behind the Max Fishing Camp. So. Hopefully that's what's happening. There's a lot of areas over here with some water in between, and you might have gotten lucky on one of those pockets and just kind of rimmed it out. But the thing is, this is some pretty strong wind, and I'm sure it can make the jump, but hopefully not, as far as for Max Fishing Camp's sake. All right, so I'm over on the levee right now that runs alongside the Miami Canal. This is it. Follow this all the way down and you will be by the Miami River, downtown Miami. So heading northwest into Max Fishing Camp. Just to give you some perspective, that's Max Fishing Camp right in that area right over there. Those were the trees we were looking at from the levee that runs right along over there. So we were all the way down there looking from the east to the west, and that was that little raging fire that we saw. And then we have the other ones out in the distance, all the way out there. So it looks, as far as I can tell, that it may be skipping that fire that I was talking about. Look at it, it's right there. It's not that far. That's a line of trees right there that would have been kind of sort of a levee, but it's untrackable, hikeable, completely filled, rambled up with trees and all sorts of wildlife, I'm sure. You notice here the smoke is still heading, active as hell, right there in that little area. But it looks like that big smoke, smoke producing fire that we were looking at. Man, it does look like it may have gone to the north of Max, so that's good. The only ones now would be these over here, and it looks like they may be doing the same thing, hopefully. So now, here's the one thing I was afraid of. I was gonna be going north on that levee all the way down there, right? I'm sorry, all the way down over there. You know, I was gonna go north, but now look, the wind has changed. It's no longer going south. As a matter of fact, there's barely any wind, and it's starting to move to the east. I didn't want to get caught, on something that takes me typically 20 minutes or something, and I'm not worried about the flames itself catching up to me so much as the smoke, because it really sucks to have to breathe that shit in, especially when you're, busting your ass biking. And now look at that, it looks like it's changing. That is crazy. There's barely any wind right now. See that? Wow. Sometimes these fires create their own conditions and their own winds, so you never really know. In a way, when you have strong winds, it may be good because it'll just push the fire front away from you faster instead of meandering around like these seem to be doing right now. Yeah, dude, this thing is really starting to pick up some steam. They kind of had like a dead period there where it looked like it kind of stalled, but man, dude, this thing is really starting to pick up over here. And this is just the last of it, the damn last of it to the south. There's nothing to the south of it, which is where it began, so there's nothing to worry about there. Now it's these last two fires right here. These are the last two you got to worry about going over by Max fishing camp, once again, which is right over there. So it does look like it may miss it just to the north, but damn, dude, that shit is a little bit close. And they're all raging. They're all seem to be getting more intensity here. The smoke itself is coming out darker, and this one here seems to be have become more uniform as opposed to being just a few stacks. This looks like a line of trees out there. Chill out and watch this a little bit longer, man. It is pretty fascinating, just if it is really watching the smoke being created. But man, that thing is raging. I mean, you can see it right there. Let me go ahead and focus in. Wind has kind of, it comes and goes. It's, like I said, these fires can produce their own wind a lot of times and kind of screw things up. But it is, coming from the south, and then it'll just die for a while. But this thing here, You can just see it. It's right beyond those tree lines right there. And that tree line, I mean, it's probably well beyond that tree line. It just looks like it's a lot closer, you know. And it's but that tree line leads right, like, into the path of the fishing camp right over there. Just a few people, man. You know, maybe a couple dozen, if that. But still, it kind of sucks to have to go through anything like that, period. You know, I'm sure there's people that got their personal stuff over there that maybe they can't get it out. Hopefully, like I said, all it needs to do is just miss it to the north, just like a tornado. A tornado can be a very exact disaster. So that's what you're kind of hoping for in this case right here. And that one over there looks like it's well beyond, well west of this area. So I think that maybe it's this one right here. It's that leading edge right over there. That's the dirty son of a bitch right there that you got to worry about.